So what I mean to say is when we write some instructions inside the class, outside the method, like if I am printing the age, it is giving error
Yeah.
because the instructions cannot be written outside the method. If you want to write anything, it should be inside the method itself. Okay.
Yes.
And whenever we are having a void in the method, void means it doesn't return any value. You can't use the return keyword here. If I say return hi, so what happens here? It's giving error.
Yes.
Void methods cannot return a value. So if you're not able to return any value, calling this method inside the system dot out dot println, what happens? Again, you will get error.
Error.
Why? Because it doesn't have any value.
Value.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Next. So today's topic will be like constructor. What is a constructor? We are going to learn. First thing, how to create object?
Using new keyword.
Yeah, like
Class.
name object equal to
New class.
Class.
That's right.
so here this is not class name because for class name we don't have any parentheses, right? It is a constructor actually.
Class.
And instead of saying it as a class name, we know it as a constructor. So what the constructor is doing here? It takes part in
Creating an object.
creating an object.
Yeah.
Means when new keyword is creating an object, the constructor is helping it, right?
Yes.
So what do you mean by that? Here, just we need to allocate the memory and that constructor is helping us. So it takes part in creating an object, or we can say it takes part in object creation, right? And once it's taking part in the object creation, why we use it? Okay, like to initialize the variables, to initialize the class variables, we use constructor. So mainly constructor is used for two reasons. One, that it helps in creating the object. Two, that it is used to initialize the class variables. Okay, but there are some rules for writing the constructor or properties. Like for the method we have seen, the return type is mandatory and parameters are there. So constructor is also similar to a method. But what are the differences between a method and a constructor that we have to see? Okay. So properties. Constructor. First thing, constructor name here would be same as class name. For example, if I say person Rahul, equals to new person. What's happening here? The class name,
Classes.
constructor name is same, right? Constructor name is same as
Class name.
Class name. Okay.
first. Okay. Second, for a method, what are the properties?
Return value.
Yes,
And
return type and
data type and return value.
yeah, return type and what is the next property for method?
Parameter.
Yes, parameter.
Parameter. Yeah.
So for a constructor, there is only one property, that is parameters.
Okay.
Constructor has only one property, that is parameters. Parameters in the sense, with parameters
And without.
and without parameters, right? So for a constructor, there is no return type, right?
No.
No.
It has only one property in the sense, that is parameter. So we don't have any return type for a constructor or not. So constructor does
It's not.
No.
It's not a.
any return type, that is we can't
Return.
even use void. We can't. It's not can. So we can't even use
Void.
void. Usually, if we don't have any return type, we use void, right?
Yeah.
But for a constructor, we don't use void. We don't use any data type. Nothing. Okay.
Okay.
Next. How the constructor gets executed. Here you have seen the methods like menu, take order, serve food, pay bill. If I call the method, then only this method will get executed, right?
Yes.
Yes.
If I call this thing, then only it will get executed. But if I don't call, it won't get executed, right?
No.
So method is what? When we call, it executes. When we don't call, it don't get executed. But constructor is different. How the constructor is different in the sense, constructor gets executed after creating the object, after this instruction. So it takes part in object creation, right? Once the object is created, the constructor itself is getting executed. Okay.
Yeah.
So how the constructor gets executed? When object is created, then constructor gets executed. Suppose if I create 5 objects, how many times the constructor is getting executed?
5 times.
5 times. Because after every creation of object, it calls the constructor, right?
Yes.
So here the most important thing, constructor gets
Executed after every object.
yeah, automatically after
Object is created.
creating object. Or you can say automatically, that is once per
Executed.
object.
Or object created. Creation.
So once per object creation in the sense, for n objects n times, for 10 objects 10 times, right? Understood.
Yes. Yes.
Next, After this, what are the types of constructor? You know, one is with parameter, one is without parameter. You can say either zero argument constructor. Argument or parameter means same, just the terminology. See, here we call the same thing with different names, like instance. Instance you can say, or non-static. Both are same. That is not static.
Yeah.
Because we have only two things, either which depends on object, either which depends on class name. That static and object. Only two things are there. Okay. Next, parameterized constructor, or with parameters you can say, right? So let's write a program for this. I'll take a class. What I'm writing employee. Let's write constructor here. Okay. Constructor demo. Public static void main is the method. Now, what is the class I'm writing here? Employee. And I have two variables. Employee ID and what is that you can say? Int or float or double employee salary, right?
Salary.
Two variables I have written, employee ID and employee salary. Next, how to write a constructor?
Object.
Class employee.
Yes.
We write construction in main.
No,
No, it's below. Okay.
we can't write the constructor in main. Why? This is already a flower bucket open and closed. Inside
Yes.
that, you can't write another of this particular block. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So now, why the constructor is used to initialize the variables, right? The value is not
Yes.
given. We can use this to give the value, right?
Yes.
That is a definition we have just seen, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Either constructor takes part in object creation and it is also used
Initialize
in
the
class variables.
Okay.
Its name is same as class name. It has parameter as a property. So we have open and close parenthesis. We can't use void also. Okay. If you use void, it's not a constructor. And how the constructor gets executed?
after the object is created.
Yeah.
Yes. Once we create an object, it gets executed. So here I have assigned the values, right?
Yeah.
Let's write a method now. How to write a method? Void display. What I want to display, that ID and salary. So let's see the difference between a method and a constructor. So employee ID is there. That is employee underscore ID. Now, am I using any object here?
No.
No.
Because this is inside the class itself, right?
Class. Yes.
So from here, we can use it directly here. But is there any memory allocated for employee ID?
No.
No.
No. When
No,
it will get
we can
allocated?
When we create object. Object. Yeah.
Correct. This is the most important point in Java. If you understand that for class there is no memory, And to do anything, we need a memory. And that memory is nothing but an object. Okay? Remember,
Okay.
because throughout the entire Java, we'll be seeing the same point again and again. Where is the memory? How to save the memory? How to create different types of memories? How to reduce the memory? All these things will be related to the memory itself. Okay?
Okay.
Next. Next, employee salary. Here I need to give the spelling correct, right? Now, what is the first thing we do inside the public static void main?
Object.
Create object.
Yes. How does it
Employee.
an object?
Employee.
Some
Some
employee
name
John.
is
Name.
equal to new
Employee.
employee. Open and close.
Now,
John dot.
John dot.
Employee ID.
Employee ID.
Why employee ID? Already it is displayed here, right? Employee ID salary. So is it? See, we can call employee ID, but already you are giving the value right there. Then why again you want to have it? Already we have given it, we have displayed it, which is required display.
Main display.
Oh, okay.
See,
Mhm.
already the work is done. Where who is doing
Yeah.
display?
Mhm.
Doing the work called display to see what work he has done. Correct?
Correct. Got it.
So previously what we have done, we have written the variables in a single program. Here, only variables we have written. Next program what we have done, we have written only methods. Correct?
Mhm.
Now what we are trying to do, we are writing the variables, we are writing the method, and
And
we are writing the
this-
constructor. So just we are adding the concepts, right?
yeah.
Here only the new thing is employee when it will get executed after this instruction. Okay?
Okay.
After this instruction, it gets executed. Next, John dot, what do you have to call?
Display.
Display.
Because display is doing all the work, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
Just we call it and see what work it has done. It has done employee ID as 1023 and employee salary as 65,000.
Oh,
Understood?
Got it.
yeah.
Yes.
Got
Next. If a zero argument, this is zero argument, right? Without parameters. Without any parameters. Then what is the
Zero argument means without parameters, right?
Yeah, zero means nothing, right? No parameter.
Okay.
So if no parameters are there, what is the drawback? And why we required parameterized constructor? Okay. Suppose let's create another employee. Like Bob is there. And if what do you have to do? Bob dot display, right?
Yes.
What is
Yeah.
the problem?
Sorry.
What is the problem? What will happen?
Same thing. Same thing will come, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Same values will be given to again Bob also. Is it correct in a company that two employees have the same ID and same salary?
No.
No.
What they want for every
So,
employee, they want a new particular salary, right? New ID, right?
Yeah.
Then we use parameterized constructor. Then how come zero argument is useful? Have you heard about pi value in maths?
Yeah.
Yes.
3.4.
Does it change?
No.
So if I give a pi value inside a zero argument constructor, it will be same for all the objects, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And pin code of
Yeah.
company pin code will be same or different?
Same.
Same.
So for all the employees, if the company pin code is same, then we can go with the zero argument constructor, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So what do you mean by these things? If it's having same value, then you can go with the zero argument constructor,
Zero
right?
argument. Yes.
So even static values we can use in this thing, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Store.
constructor we can use the static also, right?
Yeah.
So here, if we want to have different values for different objects, then what we do? We use parameters int x comma
Initials.
double y. What I'm trying to do, x and y values are getting assigned. But where we are giving the values, where we need to give the values. See, once we are given the parameters, here the error is coming. Why the error is coming? Because we need to add the arguments, right? Which is integer and double.
Yeah.
After this step, this constructor will get executed. Then here two values it's expecting. So you need to send these two values from here itself, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Understood my point. Now there is no error. But for Bob again it's giving error because we didn't give any
There is
value.
no. Mm.
Clear?
Sir, can you repeat this once again?
Yeah. Usually you have seen take order, right?
Yeah.
This is what parameter
Yes.
where we give the value in take order when you are calling it, right?
Yeah.
After this step, it will take the dosha and give it inside the order, right?
Yeah.
Same way, here, if the constructor is written with two parameters, integer and double, how the
Yeah.
constructor will get executed after this instruction, right?
Yes.
So this instruction only should give the values or not.
Yes.
So that's the reason what we
Yeah.
have done is we have given these values inside the constructor as a parameters. Because if I remove this, the machine is asking for these two values. You can see clearly. It's asking add
Yeah.
match employee, right?
Int and double. Okay.
It's saying 0 and 0. Or else what you can do, you can give your values. What is that? 1023 and 65.
Because by default it can take the value if in any case if we already initialize above, right, sir? So if we are not sorry.
We are initializing
Yeah.
here with the variables. These are local variables, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Local variables, if you don't give value, will it give error or not?
Hmm.
Yes, well.
Yes.
So that's the reason it's giving error. You need to give the values to them.
Values then, yeah. But no, I'm asking it will not take by default value anything.
For local variables, will it take a by default?
Oh,
It
oh
will throw
yeah.
error.
Okay, error. Yeah, oh my god. Got it.
See, what happened is now, from the start, what are the concepts we have learned, everything we are implementing again now.
Yeah.
So in Java, entirely what happens is from the start, what you will be learning, from the next step, you will be implementing these only.
Exactly.
Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
So this is parameterized constructor. Now let's execute this. You can see the difference, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So zero argument constructor and parameter. Zero argument. If you want to have same values for all the objects, you can use it. Parameterize. If you want different values for different objects, then we use it.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So I'll stop here because all the new things again in a single session I can't throw on you.
Maybe it will be more clear once we start doing it by ourselves, practicing
You
it.
need to practice different things now. Okay, write a different method, different constructor, and the variables. All these three things are in a single program. Okay.
Okay.
Sir, now as you are writing one object, two object like this, so it is easy to call, right? If there are n number of, then how is there any short? I mean, any short way to call this print and all?
Yeah. Usually there won't be those number of objects. The objects will keep on repeating, and we need to sort the things out. So it will come once you go on the learning. You learn the new things. Okay.
Okay.
From the starting only, you can't like.
No, no. My question, as you did, right? New employee, then you did a number 123 and 1023, and another one is 1000. It's like that. It's keep on doing, keep on doing. So in each and every time we will insert this value, and then we will call. Is this the normal process, or is there any
No,
other?
there is
Uh,
another process like,
okay.
see, you use the applications like Facebook or Gmail, you give the values in text box, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thousands of people, millions of people are giving in the same text box or not?
Yes.
Yes.
The same
Uh,
way that it
uh,
will take. Okay, so you learn when you go on the journey with this Java. Okay,
Yeah, this is basics. Yeah, what we are learning now.
yeah, that's the 2 sessions we have completed. So once
Yeah.
we do, we'll create an application, we'll create
uh,
a project, and you will know how the values are coming and how they are going to database. All these things we learn. Okay.
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 Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you, sir.
you.
Meet on
Thank
Monday.
you, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Bye
No assignment today?
bye. I forgot.
No, it's very helpful.
See,
Actually.
every time, every time, if I say a concept, you do that
Mhm.
program, and again
Yes.
two programs on your own. We have zero
Okay.
argument, we have parameterized constructor.
Oh,
So
Okay.
on those two, again to do programs on your own.
okay.
There will be
Okay.
the same
Okay.
process. You need to just remember that. Okay.
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 Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Happy
Have a
weekend.
great,
Happy.
yeah, have a great weekend.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.